Yep. Hey, thanks for joining us this week. We believe we have one of those shows that you're going to go, wow. We are going to show you more footage of deer running around, crazy-eyed, nuts in the rut than you've ever seen. Day one, Mark and I are out hunting, and there's a storm coming in. The weather's going to change. That night, it snowed about 3, 4, 5 inches, and it got cold, cold, cold. And the next morning produced a day in the field like you cannot imagine. I'm telling you, I hope you really, really, really enjoyed today's show as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you. If you love deer hunting, you're going to love this.
Here's what we got going. We moved about 15, 16 miles to a different piece of property. We got some deer behind us. Looks to be a pretty good buck. We're going to go up and get a little better check on him. He's a nice buck, but I can't quite tell through the spot and scope. So got some does out here, and then some does and that buck rutting over there. So we're going to do our best to get up here and get a better view on his antlers. Let's head down to the river and check it out.
Here's what we got going. I'm over here in Montana. It's cold. It's 10 below right now. I just seen a doe and a really good whitetail really far away, so I gotta go get a better look at him over here. I'm on my way. I gotta go across the creek and get to a different position, and maybe I can make a stalker and maybe cut that big buck off. But bucks are rutting. It's 7:30 in the morning, and things are happening. I was gonna come in and rattle, but I spotted this big deer on the way in. So it's freezing out. It's at least 10, 12 below right now. It's calm. I lost the big buck that I was looking for. He's a long ways away when I seen him, so the odds of cutting him off were pretty tough before he got to the creek. I'm gonna sneak down here. I got my rattling horns. I'm gonna make some noise, and I'm gonna kill big buck. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see if I can get this one out.
These whitetail bucks are oftentimes more aggressive than some people realize. So when we're setting up a stand, we try to get to an area where we have a good vantage point and we have a 180-degree field of vision, and then we try to intercept these bucks when they're cruising around. We vocalize, rattle, and take every advantage that we can.
Three bucks. They're going crazy.
Stay tuned for more Rollin' Bones TV. Rolling Bones Outfitters, a company created by hunters for hunters. Let us help you find your next outdoor adventure. Contact us at Rolling Bones Outfitters. We match the hunter to the hunt.
Welcome to another Wyoming Arms Making the Shot.
What I feel like the vision of Wyoming Arms was John and Tom and I sat down together and started to believe that we could build a better firearm. Everybody gets an AR. We start off by buying a $1,000 AR and we throw a few parts away, put some good parts on it, and it starts to shoot a little bit. And then we buy a $2,000 AR and we put a few more parts on it and get it shooting better. And what we thought is we could actually build a firearm that was a completed system with the best available parts, along with the parts that we design and build, along with a good optic system, and have a firearm that you can take and work at 5 yards all the way out to 500 plus.
Hey, while we're standing here and we've got the bad weather, you guys are talking a little bit about, you notice the difference in the eye relief between the different guns. That's one of the things that the optics riser, the way it's set up, allows us to do, is to move that optic backwards and forwards or fore and aft on the gun to get the right eye relief for a guy's build. And so Jeff has his scope back a little further than I do, and this is the gun you guys were shooting earlier when we were doing some of that fast drills, and then this is the way I have it set up. And you kind of see, if you bring that up, Brad, is that I'm basically 2 notches on the Picatinny rail further forward. And so you guys ought to kind of look at those and see, you know, where it would be, you know, best for you, because it's like fitting a shotgun in that you want the scope to where when you produce the rifle in front of your eye, you have full field of view, your eye relief is exactly right, and you don't have to move your head fore and aft to do it. So that's part of doing these fast drills and stuff like this, is just learning the relationship between the trigger and the eyepiece on the scope, what's right for you, so your hand and your eye end up in the same place when you mount the gun.
Do you find that your fast drills help with all of your shooting?
Absolutely. You know, if you look, all my bolt guns run basically the same thing. On the 4.5 to 14, I'm about 1 inch to 1.25 inches of the eyepiece behind my trigger, and that applies to the bolt gun and to the AR-15. And so by starting to learn those places, then when you're using the bolt gun out in the field and you got to get set up in a hurry on a deer or whatever else it is, everything just comes together. And so this is really applicable to the hunting. Not only is it a bunch of fun, but it also builds a lot of skills that you can transfer over to hunting. And then those quicker drills, also the ability to fire a shot when you want it to go off. If you do have a 50-yard shot on a big buck and you got to get it done, a lot of that practice really helps. But having that scope in exactly the right place and having the flexibility to move it fore and aft so you can try it in different places is really handy.
That is nice. The adjustability on that is really, really nice.
Yeah.
You've got your turret cut to 700 plus yards.
Yeah, with the 70 grain load, it'll run slightly over 750 yards on one rotation, which is 20 minutes angle on the turret. Yeah. So yeah, as soon as we get some decent weather, we're going to run them out a little bit longer range here. It looks like it might be clear, and I don't know if we got to wait till tomorrow or not, but we may be able to get a little shooting in yet.
We were sitting at the range and we were started shooting targets, and our first thought was maybe we had created an anomaly. shot better than we had anticipated. We felt like we could build a better piece, so then we immediately built a second one behind it. Was again as accurate, shooting one-hole groups, able to take bullets out to 800 yards. When we start building the third, fourth, and fifth, then it becomes a pattern, and we realized it was a repeatable system.
Wyoming Arms. And now, back to the show.
There's like 15 bucks around me. 15. There's a big one there. There's a big one there. I about shot one. I couldn't get him on film, but I'm gonna see if I can get this one out. It's a good buck. Good buck. I'm gonna keep at it.
We'll be right back. Wyoming Arms, modern precision in the Old West. A must-have rifle for the must-be outdoorsman. Wyoming Arms, the perfect solution. Made in the USA. Welcome back.
Here he comes. Wow. You gotta be kidding me. He's rocking. Here he comes. I'm going back to my truck. This really pretty buck is down here, so I thought I'd just give him a little call. Whoa. Comes in, rips up a tree, comes running in, jumps the fence, runs right by my truck, didn't even look at it. Well, I think I've seen like just under 20 bucks. I'm gonna slip up here. I got my secret weapon in my backpack. I'm gonna call in some big dogs.
So if you know Marc is an expert whitetail caller. Sometimes I think he communicates better with deer than he does people.
$4 I've called in. Just got here. there's not a lot of does. So these bucks, they are fighting. Here comes another one of them small bucks. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Big deer. Different buck.
Don't turn that channel. We'll be right back. Northeast Wyoming's premier sportsman's destination location. Off the Grid Sports, when adventure is everything, and Black Iron Guns provide ammo, firearms, and anything else you would need for the outdoor adventure. With the area's largest wildlife display, makes this a premier sportsman's destination location in Sundance, Wyoming. Black Iron Guns. Off the Grid Sports, when adventure is everything. Welcome back.
He's got blood all over his face. Did you hear me? He's got blood on his face. They're fighting. They're crazy. I'm having fun. There's gonna be a big one today. $3 right there. $4. There's a shooter over here. If he makes his way around, I'm shooting his big 5-point. There he is, there he is. He's a big deer, he's a big deer. Yes! Yes! Boom! Look at this. Yeah. Rolling Bones TV. This is probably the best way out of here. All right. Let's fill this bad boy out. Get him home.
Thanks for watching. We are so fortunate and lucky, and if you've never hunted out west during the rut, it's unbelievable. I mean, you will, when the season's over, you'll be waiting for the next season to start, because it's a lifetime of memories in a couple of weeks. And we are happy and thankful for you guys watching our show and our program, and stay tuned for more.
This episode of Rollin' Bones TV is brought to you by Wyoming Arms, modern precision in the Old West. Off the Grid Sports, when adventure is everything. Black Iron Guns. Varmint Hunters. Mountain Khaki, built for the mountain life. Caribou Gear, the outdoor equipment company. Rolling Bones Outfitters, we match the hunter to the hunt. Closed captioning brought to you by The Lodge at Deadwood.
We want to help you find your next adventure. Rollin' Bones Outfitters was a company founded to help you find your next adventure, no matter what your budget. Go to RollnBones.com and go to the concierge service. It costs you nothing to get hooked up with one of our national accounts representatives that can help you identify and locate your next fishing or hunting adventure.
Rolling Bones Outfitters, we match the hunter to the hunt.